Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl CheKesha Simms, and today I am here to do a highly requested DIY. So if you want to see today's DIY and what I'm actually creating, keep watching. Alright you guys, so before we get into today's video, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you do me a big favor and drop me a purple heart in the comments box. That way I know that you are new, and as well click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss any of my videos. And speaking about the notification bell, if you have already subscribed and hit that bell, I need you to do me a big favor and reset that bell. Yes, there has been a lot of issues with people getting notifications, so sometimes you gotta do a little reset. So just tap it off and tap it back on, and you should receive all of your notifications anytime I go live or when I post a new video. Alright, so in today's video, since I posted the flip through of my 2022 Hobonichi, everyone has been asking me to show how I created these dashboards and how I did them tip-in style. So I decided to go ahead and do that because everybody's trying to get their planner set up. So I did not want to delay you all with getting the deets on how to create them yourself. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to go to my laptop and I'm going to screen record, and I will do a voiceover, and it will be sped up a little bit, but you should be able to get all the key nuggets that you need to create your own dashboards and be able to do them, whether it's a dashboard style with tip-ins or put them on sticker paper and lay them out like a sticker. And then after I do that, I will come back and show you how I adhere them to my planner as a tip-in, and then we will go from there. So keep watching. All right, love, so let's get started. So I'll start first with Pinterest, and these are my previous search histories. And when you are searching an image, I suggest that you be really specific, as you can see that I have been. So because I'm a black girl that loves coffee, that's what I want to look for. So what you want to do is just kind of scroll for the best image that you find on the page before you save anything. And once you do that, you want to also still scroll down, because more than likely the first image is not going to be the image that you like. But what I do is I scroll down to see if I see any similar images, in which you can see they do have similar images to what I was searching. I really like this one, so I'm going to go ahead and right click and save. And I do name all of my save files just for me, because I have a lot of files. You don't have to use that. So as I'm searching for some more images, as you can see, I'm clicking on other images that may not have coffee but just have similar styles, and that is an easy way just to narrow your search down by looking through the rest of the categories. Now another thing is, when you are trying to save these, because some of these are paid, you have to pay for, you may not be able to save them because they are not your property to sell or to advertise as your own. So what I would suggest, if you cannot save them on your laptop or your desktop, you can do it on your phone, and you can press down on the image and it should allow you to save it. If it doesn't, you can always screenshot it and crop it. But again, these are not your images, so please don't use these to resell. They are only for your personal use. I try to make sure I emphasize that, because these are images that I'm looking for. Sometimes I may not use Pinterest. I might just do Google search. So now we're going to get into Canva. Now I do have the paid version, and I do believe the paid version is the only option in order to customize the sizes. So if you do have the free version and it doesn't work, I do have a link where you can get the paid version. So as you can see, I've uploaded the images from my computer by hitting upload media, And now I am dragging and dropping it into the whole area. And I like to do this because it makes the coverage a lot easier. And then you can go ahead and still crop it too. Say you don't want the whole picture in that frame. On this one, I wanted to get the white out. And then you can also just put the picture in the box and adjust it that way. But if you want the whole box to be covered, you just want to make sure that the outline of that box is blue. And when you drag it, it should attach, and then you can make the adjustments. So now that I have them all like I want, I download them in a PNG size 2 so it can have good resolution. And I always like to save them to a separate file for future use. And I do have a lot of files, so don't judge me as you see my folders open up, but I am a business owner, so I have a lot of things that I like to save on my computer. Now that it is saved, we're going to go to Silhouette. I already have the template up that I'm going to be using, and basically what I'm going to do next is just drag and drop. This works better for me. You can always hit the file key and then go to import, but this is just a lot easier because you can see and kind of move the things where you need to move them. So once I get all of those on the page, we're going to go ahead and talk about the sizing of the template or the cut lines. So this is one that I created, and as you can see, I created it with the beveled edge or rounded edge. Very tedious, so I'm not even going to show you how to do that. So you want to go to this option where you have the different size boxes, and we're going to do the one with the rounded or bevel edges, and then you're just going to take it and drag it out to be the size that you need. Now you will probably have to make adjustments, and all you would do is just go into the box over top of that where it has width and height and make your adjustments that way. And also this little area right here, you don't have to do it in any particular order. As you can see, I'm typing right now into the preset measurements that I already know because I have them written down, of course. Now, sometimes you may have to go in before you do all your cutting to make sure the sizes stayed. But, you know, you want to do checks and balances all the time. So these little red dots, if you click on them, you can actually reset it to all square and then go through and cut them yourself. Or if you want to go ahead and keep them rounded all on both sides, that is your option. But I would suggest just to do them all square. So here I'm just going to go ahead and use the template that I have. Just because it's already there. And then what I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know how those got over there, but I'm going to copy and this image of the template. And as you can see, I had to go back and make sure that the settings were straight. So I copy it, and then I just copy and make about 4 different boxes. You want to do that because once you put your first image in the box, if you don't have another one saved, you're going to be like, oh no, now I have to undo everything and make another box. So a hack that I do as well, and I'll show you in a second, I'm just scaling this down so it can fit in the box. But so you can make sure it fits in the box, you want to right click and hit sit into the back. That way, as you can see that blue and you can get your image nice and lined up. And again, even if you have a little bit of the image outside of the box, it doesn't matter because your cut lines is going to cut exactly what's in that box. And I'm just adjusting because I don't want any white space to show once I print this image. So once I have everything like I like it, I do like to group the image together. And then I also like to make sure that it's all in the cut lines how I want it. So as you can see, I'm grouping it together and I'm moving it over. And the reason I group it is because when you go to then start to move it back onto the actual, what do you call this thing that I'm on? On the silhouette pad, this box. Once you go to move them back to start printing and cutting, you don't want the image to move out the box. So grouping it together just keeps it all together. It's the glue. So again, I'm grouping it together because again, when I'm moving it, I don't want it to come out the box. once I put it on the cutting mat image. That's what it is, a cutting mat. So again, and I'm showing this over and over just because, you know, the video is moving fast and I want to make sure you see everything. And as you can kind of see on this image, it is a little bit of white. So I'm just pulling it out, adjusting it so it can fit in there, so I won't have any extra white space. Now you can always trim it off, you know, once you print them and cut them. And you don't have to just use a silhouette. If you have a fist guard cutter or scissors, you can always just print them and cut them out yourself. But everyone wanted to see this particular way that I did it. So now I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to make sure that I can do 2 images on this sheet. Because typically I only do 1, because you want to make sure that your cut lines stay within the mat. And that red spot, in your registration marks, the red box represents the registration lines, because if it can't be read on your machine, it's not going to cut. So as you can see, I did have to move it over some because that blue did not show. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same with this image. I'm going to move it over, and I'm going to then go back to the send button to make sure that all the blue lines are showing, in which there aren't. The one on the right isn't showing, so I'm going to just slightly tap it. Now they're all showing. So I have already printed this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is to send it to my machine so I can cut, and then we're going to get into the rest of the video. All right, you guys, so you have seen how I search for my images and how I upload them to Canva and create them, and then pretty much put them in my template that I have on Silhouette and cut them on my Silhouette machine. Now again, I only use Silhouette, so I don't know how other machines will cut them with the sizes that I have determined that works best for my planner. But hopefully you can at least take what I've given you and tweak them and make the necessary adjustments. So one of the things I do want to show you, so I customized my template and made it with the round corners. It took a lot of tedious work to do that, and it just would have been too much to show you, and I want you all to find a really quick and easy way. So in order to do your corners, if you have a corner rounder, a small one, they will be perfect. As you can see, how the little slot, it will give you that round corner like your Hobonichi has. Now if you don't have them and you have a handheld hole punch, you can take it and use the hole punch and put it on the edge. Don't do the whole hole punch, but do half of it, and it'll give you like that half moon shape. So I'm going to show you how I use the corner rounder, and I do have these listed in my Amazon storefront under my planner accessories. So let me go ahead and pull out the ones that I've printed and cut on my Silhouette. Okay, so I've done a couple of these, and so what I want to do, I think I'm going to alternate how I have them in my Hobonichi. So I may do one on this page, and then I may do one on this side. So in order to do that, you have to make sure that you round the corners according to the size of the paper or the pages on your Hobonichi. So since this part has my vision board, and this is, I use the same format, but I use sticker paper, and I doubled up the templates in order for me to be able to have it cut. It is a little short, but I rather have it short than to have to go through and cut it. So I think on this one, what I'm going to do is to do my first tip in here, and I may go back later and create some other fun things for this page, but I don't know. So we're gonna do the first one here, and then we're gonna flip one and do one here, and then we're gonna do one here, and then we're gonna skip a page, and I might do a double one, I don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and do this first. So what you want to do before you start cutting your pages with your corner rounder is to determine exactly where you want to have it, and then from there you will go in and clip or use your corner rounder. So like I said, I think I want this one here, and as you can see, it perfectly fits. It just needs to be clipped on the side. So I'm gonna just place it straight flat in here, And see, perfect. And we're going to do the same one for this size. And if you've been following me for a while, you've seen me use these before when I used to do my dashboards for my traveler's notebooks. So see how it perfectly rounds on the side. So the next thing what I typically do, because I don't have the double-sided white tape and I don't really want to use washi, but I'm going to show you with the washi and without the washi. So on this particular one, let me see. Let's see. I think I might want to do this washi. So this is a quick hack that you can do. All you would do is just turn it around, place the washi halfway on the page that you're tipping in and halfway on the other page. So really quick hack for that. And that's if you don't have any double-sided tape or the adhesive. And so you just want to go ahead and do it like that. And you want to take your scissors and you want to just carefully cut it without cutting your page. So it's a little bit long. Let me turn this around. And it's a little bit crooked. So the good thing about washi, it's removable. So if you do need to make adjustments, it's not going to damage your page as much as if you were using adhesive tape or double-sided tape. And you can always pre-measure this too, in which I probably should have done to make it easier, but I just want to show you the different ways that you can put your tip ends in, because 2022 is all about using what you have instead of trying to go out and buy all the things. And so this is one way to create a tip in. Simple, easy, and it actually turns the page a lot faster. So let's go ahead and do the way that I normally do mine. So we're going to just do this on this side. Alright, so the other way that I've been doing it in this planner thus far is by putting some of this adhesive tape on the back. And hopefully you can see this. One of the bulbs in my studio lights went out, so it's a little dark to the left side of the page, but I think you should be able to see this. So what I do is I use another sheet of paper underneath, and then I just take it and I just want to just lightly get it on the edge of it. So that's why I have the paper, so the paper can collect the rest of it. And because this is like has a blue tint, you can see exactly how much of this adhesive is getting on the sticky note. So most of it is over here, not sticky note, but on the dashboard. And so this one right here, I'm going to move this out the way. So what I do is I just kind of like sit it in the groove of the Hobonichi, but let me do my corners. And this will probably be the easiest way. Like, I was just trying to be overzealous and try to like create the rounded corners without having to use this, but this is so much easier and it will simplify your life so much. So like I said, all I do is go like this, because that way it'll give me a perfect spot to lay it down. And see, just like this. And right now it's already pretty much snug. Now because it is adhesive, it will adhere to some of this page, but one of the things is it is still really movable, so you really shouldn't have a problem. So like you can still pull it out until you actually have it all the way down. And we're gonna just turn it this way so I can see better, to make sure it's lined up at the top and the bottom as perfectly as it can be. All right, so it's in there. So this is that method, and again, like some of the paper will be stuck, but over the time it'll loosen up a little bit. So this is another way. And then just to show you what I was talking about, so if you wanted to switch sides, you would just take your corner rounder and do it on this side so it can be on the left side of your paper. So let's see. I want to make this a contact page, so I'm going to make another dashboard, but I'm going to use my sticker paper, but I'm going to do that off camera. And I think I want to put this girl right here. So we are going to round the left side, and it legit just takes off a little bit. And so this one I'm going to put on this side. So we're going to get that white paper again, and you want to make sure you don't put this on top of the sticky, because then you're going to have a sticky mess. Same concept. Hit the edge, stay as close to the edge as possible, but still with enough coverage so it will lay on the page. We'll just take that off, remove the paper, bring your planner back over here, and we're putting it on this side. And so you just do it the same way, just look at it. Look how pretty that is. And so I'll make my little contact thing here. I'm thinking about making these couple of pages like a contact list. I'm old school. I still like to have phone numbers. So I may find me some. I probably won't create my own now unless I can find it on Canva, but I will create a contact list so I can keep my phone numbers, because I like to be able to have my phone numbers available to me if for some reason I can't get to the phone. So that is pretty much all you have to do. Like I said, if you don't have the double-sided white tape, and what the double-sided white tape is, it's just like skinny washi, but you will peel both. It'll have like a clear strip. You'll peel it off, adhere to the other side, and then once you cut it to where you need it, you'll pull that off and then adhere it. It does the same thing as this. Now they do have clear if you don't like the blue, but you're not going to really see it because it's going to be adhered to the page. And you can also, if you don't want the page to lift up, in which I don't, so sometimes I'll go like this, try not to get it on my planner. And then I'll just do that page like this, and then that is completely covered, and I don't have to worry about it flipping, showing that page. And I could do the same with these ones as well. Just adhere it down, and then that way it won't be like that. So this is the DIY that you guys have been asking for ever since I have posted. And as you can see, this one came off, but I'm glad because I'm not going to keep the washi on here, but I just wanted to show you all how to do it with washi if you want to. This is like my weaker washi, but yeah, so you can always use washi to adhere it onto the page. Yeah, but anyway, so this is the video that y'all have been asking me for ever since I did my flip through. Like, most of the comments outside of loving my setup was, please show me how you did your dashboards. And now if you don't have a silhouette, you don't have to use the silhouette to cut your dashboard. You can use a fist scar cutter. You can use your scissors. I would say shears because I'm a hairstylist. You can use your scissors, X-Acto knife, whatever you need to use to cut it. It's just, I have the silhouette and I try to use it as much as possible. So don't feel like you have to have a silhouette in order to use this. Like I say, if you have Canva and you use the measurements that I gave you, and then you print it using Adobe, with the you can download a PDF style with the cut marks, and then that way it'll give you the cut marks where you can cut it yourself. Maybe I will add a little bonus video to show you that at the end, or I may just show you in another video. But like I said, this is super easy, whether you're using scissors, your Fiskar, you download it PDF style. This is one of the easiest things that you can do, even if you just get the paper and say you print it, and then you just mark it out how the page is and cut it that way. That's what I did with my 2019 one when I was making them. I just kind of cut it. I just printed what I did my little pencil markings and cut it that way, because I don't want you to feel intimidated. I don't want you to feel like you have to go out and get a fancy machine just to cut your dashboards. I just used it because I had it. So I'm going to stop rambling, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, and if you have tried this, make sure you drop me a comment below. That way I can know that this video has helped. I'm going to go ahead and go so I can go ahead and film my plan with me in this planner. I'm not sure which video you'll be seeing first, whether you'll see the DIY or the plan with me, but I'm super excited to jump into this Hobonichi. So before you go, make sure you do me a big favor and give me a big old thumbs up. And as well, if you have not done so, go ahead and click that subscribe button and that notification bell. And if you've already clicked the notification bell, do me a favor and reset it and turn it off and turn it back on. That way you'll get all of my notifications when I upload a new video or go live. So I am out, and I hope again you have enjoyed this DIY. So until next time, loves, peace.